The smartphone you carry is more than just a gadget. It's your wallet, your camera, your personal assistant, and sometimes even your closest secret keeper. But what if I told you the next Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra is about to challenge everything you thought a phone could do? We're not just talking about faster chips or brighter screens. We're talking about privacy that adapts to your eyes, cameras that can rival professional lenses, and a design that redefines the Ultra series forever. Before watching, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel Tech Insights so that you can get notified on daily tech updates. When we talk about smartphone innovation, most people immediately jump to processor speed, display refresh rates, or megapixel counts. But Samsung seems ready to flip the script with the Galaxy S26 Ultra by focusing on something most brands overlook: your privacy. Imagine sitting on a train typing a private email, and the person next to you casually tries to glance at your screen, except all they see is a blurry haze. That's not science fiction anymore. Thanks to Samsung's new Flex Magic Pixel display technology, this feature is closer to reality than ever. Flex Magic Pixel uses artificial intelligence to control individual OLED pixels in real time. Instead of dimming your screen or using an ugly privacy filter, it adjusts the visibility dynamically. When you're reading sensitive information, the screen narrows its viewing angle so only you can see the content clearly. The moment you switch to a game or video, the display returns to full brightness and wide viewing angles. No compromises, no dull colors, no cheap accessories, just seamless privacy built directly into the hardware. And here's the game changer. This isn't just a lab prototype anymore. Reports from Korea suggest Samsung is already moving into mass production, which means the S26 Ultra could debut with this as a headline feature. But privacy isn't the only area where Samsung is raising the bar. Let's talk design. Over the years, the Ultra series has been known for its sharp corners, boxy build, and Note-inspired DNA. But 2026 seems to be the year Samsung takes a bold turn. Leaks suggest the S26 Ultra will be slimmer than ever, measuring just 7.8 mm thick, making it the thinnest Ultra yet. Despite its slimness, Samsung isn't compromising much on battery life, with capacity rumored to remain nearly identical to the S25 Ultra. The tricky part: fitting in the S Pen. Some reports claim Samsung is determined to keep it integrated, while others hint at the possibility of moving back to an external attachment in the future. If Samsung does phase out the internal S Pen, it could mark the true end of the Note legacy. Another surprise: the camera design. Ever since the Galaxy S22 Ultra, Samsung has relied on floating camera rings that gave the back of the phone a clean, minimalist look. But whispers from supply chain suggest the S26 Ultra could bring back the camera island, similar to what we saw on the S21 Ultra. At first, this might sound like a downgrade, but here's the reason. It's all about larger sensors. The S26 Ultra is rumored to feature upgraded camera modules that physically require more space, and consolidating them in an island makes engineering sense. Speaking of cameras, let's break down the rumored upgrades. The main shooter will reportedly stick with Samsung's 200-megapixel sensor, but with a wider f1.4 aperture. For non-photographers, this simply means the lens lets in more light, resulting in sharper low-light shots and greater detail without resorting to oversized 1-inch sensors that make phones clunky. But the real star of the show might be the telephoto lens. For years, Samsung used a 10MP 3x zoom sensor, but now rumors point toward a huge leap: a 50MP telephoto camera. That's not just an incremental update, that's an entirely new level of zoom clarity. Imagine capturing a city skyline, and the zoomed-in crop looks almost as detailed as the main shot. If true, this could put Samsung leagues ahead of its rivals in the zoom game. But what about performance? Naturally, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to run on the Snapdragon 8 Elite 2 processor, Qualcomm's latest powerhouse chip. Built on a refined 3nm process, this chip will deliver faster performance, improved AI capabilities, and much better power efficiency compared to its predecessor. Some leaks also suggest Samsung might experiment with its in-house Exynos 2600 chip for non-Ultra models, but the Ultra itself is likely to remain Snapdragon exclusive worldwide. This ensures top-tier performance for the flagship. And when you pair that with Samsung's rumored 1.5 TB storage option, the S26 Ultra could become a true pocket computer. Of course, display tech is still Samsung's crown jewel. Expect nothing less than a 6.9-inch QHD dynamic AMOLED 2X display, with a buttery smooth 144Hz refresh rate. Add to that the Flex Magic Pixel feature, and this display won't just look stunning. It will adapt to your life in ways no other screen can. Gaming, streaming, working, or even private browsing. This screen will set a new standard. Let's also talk ecosystem. If the S26 Ultra launches with Flex Magic Pixel, it's highly likely Samsung will expand it across the Galaxy Z Fold and Z Flip series in the future. Imagine unfolding a Galaxy Z Fold on an airplane, typing confidential work emails, and no one around you can see a word. Samsung could make dynamic privacy the new baseline for premium devices, putting enormous pressure on competitors like Apple and Google to catch up. And then there's the naming scheme. Rumors suggest Samsung may drop the traditional Plus model and rebrand the lineup as Galaxy S26 Pro, Galaxy S26 Air, and Galaxy S26 Ultra. The Air branding hints at sleekness and minimalism, while the Ultra remains the flagship powerhouse. This isn't just a cosmetic change, it's a psychological one. Each model would carry a stronger, distinct identity rather than being viewed as small, medium, and large. So, where does this leave us? With a phone that's thinner, smarter, more private, and armed with camera hardware designed to silence critics. If half of these leaks turn out true, the Galaxy S26 Ultra won't just be another incremental upgrade. It could represent a turning point in smartphone design philosophy. Samsung is signaling that the future of smartphones isn't just about raw power. It's about how intuitively and intelligently the phone integrates into your daily life. And that's exactly why the S26 Ultra has so many people excited. It's not playing safe, it's not following trends, it's rewriting them. And as launch approaches in early 2026, all eyes will be on whether Samsung can actually deliver on these ambitious promises.